Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, I do makeup tutorials. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, now that my skin is all prepped, I'm just going to prime, and I'm taking the Natka Moisture Mist, and this is really hydrating. And that is it. My face is primed. I'm actually going to start off with my eyes. I'm going to use the New Colour Concealer in shade Light 01. I've got a damp sponge and I'm just going to use that and dip straight in to my concealer. So I've just dipped in and I'm just going to put that all over my eyelid. So we have something like that. Now I'm just going to take the Shaaanxo Remix palette and I'm going to take the shade Clarity, which is this one just here, and I'm just going to set that concealer. That way I have a nice base for my eyeshadows to go on top of. So I'm going for a bit of a glam look today. I want to start off with a transition shade in my crease. And I'm just going to take the Ultimate Artistry palette by BH Cosmetics. And I might actually start off with this shade right here. So just with a fluffy blender brush, I'm just going straight in there and I'm just running that right through the crease. I think that's a good start. Now I'm going to take the Take Me Back to Brazil palette and I'm going to take one of the navy blues in there. So I think I'm just going to go straight in with that dark blue up in the top here, and I'm going to put that on the outer and inner corners of my eye. So I'm just going to take a small pencil brush with the product on it and just start patting that on the outer and inner corners. So that's how we're looking so far. I've just placed the colour kind of where I want it, so I'm just mapping out my eye shape, I suppose. And I'm trying to make sure that that's nice and blended. So now I just want to nicely blend the edges of that blue so it doesn't look so harsh. Just going to go into the Artistry Shadow Palette by BH Cosmetics, and I'm just going to take this shade right here. A little bit on my brush and just softly blend this out. So that's how we're looking so far. Just want to deepen up that blue just a little bit. So I'm just going to take that darker blue here and I just want to deepen up the inner and outer corners just a little bit. Just like that, and I'm just going to take that brush and just softly blend out the edges without losing that colour. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to carve out the centre part of my eyelid, so I'm just going to go in with the same concealer and a concealer brush, and I've just loaded up my brush with the concealer, and I'm going to start carving out where I want that gold. Okay, so that's all carved out now. So now I'm going to take this gold right here and I'm going to pop that on my eyelid. So I've just cleaned off my concealer brush. I'm going to go in with that gold and I'm going to start packing that on the area I've carved out. Okay, so now that I've done that, so I'm just going back into the Shaaanxo palette and I'm going to take the shade Island Glow. So that's a lighter gold. I'm just going to take that same brush with Island Glow and just pat that right over the top. See how much lighter that is? It's exactly what I'm after. I think that other gold was just a really nice dark golden base to put that right on top. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go back into this palette here and get those blues. So probably that dark blue up here, and deepen up those corners and blend in with the gold. This is just not going the way I wanted to. I'm looking like a big panda right now. But I will be tidying this up a lot. It's turned into a big fat mess. That's okay, we will get there. I'm just grabbing a wipe. I'm just going to clean that up underneath and up on the edges there. Just like that. And then kind of where I've taken it really high on my crease. Yeah, so where I've taken it really high up there, I'm just sharpening that right up. And I will blend it out softly in a minute. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to do the face. Now, because I've wiped off so much here, and see I've gone a bit red, so I'm going to take that same concealer because I've made an absolute mess. So I'm just going to take my concealer brush, just put a little on my brush here, and I'm going to carve out my brows, and you'll see what I mean as I'm doing it. So just going to go carve those out just like that. I think it's very bright in here. I don't know if you can see the difference between the two. There we go. So I've just carved out the brow there, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so now that I've kind of carved out my brow, I'm going to do the rest of my base. I'm just going to spritz again with the Moisture Mist. And I'll be using the New Colour Advanced Liquid Finish Foundation. So I'm going to do this just to save a little bit of time, and I will be right back. Okay, so that is done. I've just done my foundation, which, like I said, I used the New Colour in Sunny Beige. I also set my face using the Artist Selection Cosmetics Loose Powder. It's translucent or colourless. And I also concealed under my eyes using shade Light, and around my nose where where I'm a little bit dry, I concealed there with shade Cream 02 of the New Colour Concealer. I'm just going to go back into the 42 Colour Artistry palette by BH Cosmetics, and I just want to take this shade just here to blend out the edges so they're not so harsh. Just taking that small blender brush, and I'm just going to lightly blend over those edges. Okay, so that's better. That's how we are looking so far. And what I want to do is I want to match the top to underneath my lash line. So I'm going to lightly take that dark blue, and I'm going to run that on the outer and inner portion of my lash line. I'll take that gold and run that just along the middle. But that's how we are looking so far. And again, I'm just going to take Island Glow from the Shaaanxo palette, and I'm just going to run that just over the top of that And I'm just going to put that over the top of the other gold. And then just dust any excess away. So I might contour first before I do my brows. I'm just going to bronze and contour with the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Shade and Define. I'm just going to take this shade here, and I'm just going to bronze up my complexion. Looking much better. So let me know what you were thinking down below as soon as I started doing the eye makeup. Did you think I was going to actually pull it together a little bit like how it is now? I thought I was going to completely ruin it. Especially after I started tidying up all the mess, I thought, oh no, I've ruined it this time. So there we go, looking a bit more bronze now and less like one shade. Okay, there we go. And maybe a little on my nose. I'm just going to use a smaller brush and contour with the darkest shade in this palette. And I'm just going to, yep, smack that right in there. So I'm just going to put this a little around my temples. So that's how we're looking so far. And I'm just going to use the Designer Brands Mineral Blush in shade Blossom. I'm just going to take my big powder brush, just get a whole heap on there, and just sweep that on my cheeks. Perfect. I'm going to use the New Color Nutriol Eyelash Treatment. It's clear, and I'm gonna put this on my eyelashes before I continue. This helps to condition and strengthen your eyelashes and promotes new growth. Moving on to brows, I'm just going to use the Final Touch Brow Powder in shade Light. And I'm just going to use my eyebrow groomer brush. Just brush out my brows. Okay, so that's the brows filled in. Because I like the color of them and I like how they're looking, I'm actually going to use that eyelash treatment because it does work on brows as well, and it actually styles the brow. So it's like a brow gel, or it doubles as a brow gel. So I'm just gonna whack that through. Just like that. On the other one. And that's brows done. So before I do my eyes, I'm just gonna put on some lip balm. So this is the New Color Lip Plumping Balm in the shade Pink Tinge. It is so moisturizing and plumps really nicely. So you'll probably see that happen over the next few minutes. Okay, so now continuing on with the eye makeup. I'm going to use the Maybelline New York Unstoppable Eyeliner in shade Onyx, and I'm going to put this on my tight line and waterline. So just like that, you can see the difference. It's very subtle, but I really, really like it. Okay, so that's the liner in my waterline and tight line done. So what I want to do, I want to highlight my brow bone and inner corner. So I'm just going to go back in with the Shaaanxo palette and grab that color Island Glow. I'm just going to highlight my brow bone and pop it on my inner corner. If you do want to make it a little bit brighter, you can take the shade Holy Grail and you can just literally pop that straight on top. And it just makes it pop that little bit more. Now for lashes, I get my lashes from XO Beauty because they are the cheapest that I have found. Even in Australia, I've tried Priceline, you name it, and I just find that these are the cheapest and best quality. But yeah, so as you can see, like, they are just so beautiful. So I'm gonna go with the Soulmate today. And normally I use latex glue, but because I'm not wearing any eyeliner, I don't want to mess it up too much. So I'm going to go with the Clear Lash Adhesive by XO Beauty as well. All the products that I use are generally cruelty-free and vegan, and this one is latex-free. So if you have really sensitive eyelids, this is going to be a good lash glue for you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with my right eye. I just grab a little bit and I draw a really light line across the lash band. So just like that. Being that it's latex free, I don't have to wait for it to dry. So I'm just gonna pop this straight on. So that's one lash on. I'm just gonna do the other one. I'm just gonna pop this on. So that's how we are looking. I forgot mascara. Normally I do the mascara beforehand, before putting on my lashes. It just protects the lashes or makes them last that little bit longer. So I just want to hide my lashes. So I'm just going to use my Rimmel Wow Wings, and I'm using the short side, and I'm just going to brush that, oops, onto my lashes so it blends them in. Okay, so that's how the eye makeup looks. So I'm going to go back into the Shaaanxo palette for highlighter, and I'm going to take that Island Glow on my domed brush, and I'm just going to buff that in to my cheekbones. Look at that, that's stunning. And for lipstick, I'm going to go in with my current favorite, the Power Lips Fluid in shade Confidence, because I also think that would look really nice with this. Okay, so there we go. This is a matte liquid lipstick. However, it's not drying. This is why it's my favorite. It's got avocado oil and vitamin E oil in it, so it actually hydrates my lips the longer I have it on. I've never had a problem with these lipsticks at all. They don't budge either. So obviously, unless you're gonna eat really, really oily foods, that lip color won't move. It may fade a little, but it won't be like gone like most will, and it doesn't flake off either. Lastly, I'm just going to set my face with the Napka Moisture Mist, which I primed my face with. I love this stuff. Oh, and it's a fine mist as well. And I use a mountain of it, honestly. I've used so much and I've barely scratched the surface. Like, it's crazy. So that is the completed look. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As I said before, I will link all the products that I used today down below in the description box. So if you like what you saw today, give me a thumbs up and like this video. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you don't miss another video. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.